Okay, so welcome to today's lesson, guys. We want to revise question 1 of your test 1. Okay, so that is the question 1 that we can see there. So we'll try to solve those questions on question 1. Okay, so the first question there, they're saying, give the definition of the following. Okay, so the first question there, they're saying define the Finch rule. Okay, so what is the Finch rule? And then from there, we'll define what a root of a quadratic equation is. And then we are also going to define what a matrix is. Okay, so let's define, first of all, the Finch rule. Okay, all right, so this will be A1. We're defining what the Finch rule is. Okay, so the Finch rule is actually a technique in which you can solve a system of linear equation which has what? Two variables. Okay, so this is just a special rule that makes it easy for you to find the values of those two variables. Okay, so the Finch rule states that if we have a system of linear equation in two unknown variables given by, okay, let's say we have ax plus by and then is equals to c, okay, and then we have another equation which is dx plus ey equals to f, okay? So this Finch rule here states that if you have such a system of linear equation, okay, then the values of the y and the values of the x are given by the following formulas, okay? All right, so then x will just be equals to bf, not your boyfriend, but bf minus ce, okay, divided by bd, and then minus ae. Okay, so these a, b, c, e, whatever, they're just coefficients. Okay, so whatever number is there, you just get it and put it there. Okay, so then x is equals to bf minus ce divided by bd minus ae. Okay, and y is equals to cd, okay, minus af, and then we're dividing all this by bd minus ae. Okay, so what do you notice from these two equations? Okay, we notice that the denominator is the same. Okay, the denominator doesn't change. So that's how you can master it. So the denominator doesn't change. What changes is the numerator. Okay, so for x, we have bf minus ce. Okay, and then for y, okay, we have cd minus what? af. Okay, so for x, we are multiplying b with the f, and then c with this e. And then for y, okay, that was for x. And then for y, we are multiplying this c multiplied by that d, and then minus a multiplied by f. Okay, so this here is a technique that you can use to find the values of x and y, okay, when you're given a system of equation in two variables. Okay, so we have done the first part, okay, and then the second part was telling us to define, okay, what a root of a quadratic equation is, okay? So we're going to say a root of a quadratic equation, okay? We can say a root, or we can say roots of quadratic equations are solutions, okay? These are just solutions to the equation, okay? The equation, and then you write the general form of the quadratic equation to the equation ax squared plus bx, and then plus c is equals to what? 0. So the solutions to this quadratic equation here are what we call as the roots of the what? Of the quadratic equation. Okay, so that was our second definition. And then the third definition, they say define what a matrix is. Okay, define what a matrix. So a matrix is just simply a rectangular array, okay, of numbers that are arranged in rows and columns. Okay, so you're going to say a matrix, okay, forgive my handwriting, is a rectangular, okay, is a rectangular array like this. Okay, some people say array, whatever, but just know the definition. Matrix is a rectangular array, okay, of numbers arranged, okay, arranged in rows and columns, okay, and columns. So this here is what we call as a matrix. Okay, so you have to know the definitions, guys. Very important, okay? You have to know the definitions. Okay, and then from there, we can look at B, okay? So B says that what? Okay, so B here is saying solve the following simultaneous equations using the Finch rule, okay? So remember, we defined what the Finch rule is, okay? And then now we've been given a system of equation in two variables. So we can use that rule to solve this guy here. All right, so let's put this question on the board and then try to solve it. So we have 2x minus y is equals to 1. And then we have another one, which is x plus 4y is equals to what? Minus 13. So now remember those A, B, and C, okay? And the E's and the F and the D. We are going to get those A's, B's from these equations. Okay, so this one here is our A. Our B is minus 1 in front of this Y. Our C is 1. Okay, and then we have D there. And then our 4 is X. And then this minus 13 will be our F. Okay, so from this equation here, we can get our A, our B, our C, our D, our E, and our what? Our F. Okay, so according to the Finch rule, we said that X is just equals to, okay, BF minus CE, and then we're dividing this by BD minus AE. Okay, so this is what we said. So now we are going to replace these letters with numbers. So what is our B? Our B will just be the number that is in front of this Y, which will be what? Minus 1. So I'm going to write a minus 1 there, then multiplied by F, which is what? Minus 13. And then I'm saying minus. And then what is our C? Our C is 1, and then multiplied by our E, which is what? 4. So that's what I put there. Okay. And then from there, we are dividing all this with the BD. Okay. So B is minus 1. The D is, what is the coefficient of this X? So it's just 1. So I'm going to write 1 there and then divide minus the A. The A is 2, and then multiplied by the E. So the E is what? Is 4. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, so now let's multiply to find our value of X. So minus 1 multiplied by 13 to just be 13, minus this here will just be 4. Okay, and then we're dividing this by minus 1 multiplied by 1 to be minus 1, 2 multiplied by 6, 2 multiplied by, what is this now? Okay, 2 multiplied by minus 4. 2 multiplied by 4. Hey, what's happening? This will just be minus 8. Okay, so what are we going to get from here? Okay, we are going to get this. So 13 minus 4, it will just give you 9, divided by minus 1 minus 8, it will give you minus 9. So it means our X using the Finch rule is just what? Minus 1. Okay, so any questions there before we go to the value of Y? Okay, so I presume there's no question. So Y now, we said by the Finch rule, Y is given by CD minus A, F, okay? Then we're dividing all this by BD minus AE. Okay, so this is what we said is the formula for finding Y. Okay, so we're just going to replace these letters with their numbers now. So our C was just a 1, Then I'm multiplying by a D, which was also a 1. Then minus, what was our A? Okay, our A was 2. And then I'm multiplying by our F, which was minus 13. Then we are dividing all this by BD minus AE. So B, okay, B is minus 1. And then I'm multiplying by D, which is 1, minus, what is our A is 2, multiplied by E, which is what? 4. So this is what we get. So this will be 1 minus, this will be 2 multiplied by minus 13, multiplied by this negative, it will be plus. Okay, so 2 multiplied by minus 13, that will be 26. Then divided by, here we're going to have a minus 1, then minus 8. Okay, so this is going to be equals to 27 divided by minus 9, which will give us what? A minus 3. Okay, so our value of y by the Finch rule will just be a what? A minus 3. So x will just be equals to minus 1, and then y will just be equals to what? Minus 3. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is our answer. Okay, so that's it on this question. We'll move to the next one where we are finding, given the equation, okay, given the equation, x squared is equals to 5x plus 6 has roots, alpha and beta. Find the equation whose roots are 3 over alpha, comma 3 over beta. Okay, so I've taught this before, so I'm going to repeat. We just want to find the sum from the given equation, okay, and the product from the given equation. Right, so let's do this. So we have this equation here. Okay, let me change to white color. So we have this equation here, 5 square, x squared is equals to 5x plus 6. So bring everything to the left-hand side. So we're going to have x squared minus 5x minus 6 is equals to what? 0. Then from this equation, we know we can get our A, which will just be 1, the coefficient of x squared. Our B will be what? Minus 5, the coefficient of x. And then C will just be the constant, which is minus 6. So this is what we get from this equation, okay? So now, we know that sum of the roots, if I do alpha plus beta, this alpha plus beta is the same as minus b over a, okay? And then if I get the product, which is alpha multiplied by beta, this will just be the same as c over what? Over a. So this is what I have here. So let's just replace with these numbers now. So I have minus, and then where there's b, I'm putting minus 5. Okay, careful with the sign, divided by a. And then here I have equals to minus 6 divided by a. So it means our product is what? 5. And then, our sum here is 5, and then our product is minus 6. Okay, so now once you get your sum, okay, and your product, okay, you're going to get the two given roots, okay, which are the new roots. So I'm going to say new roots. Okay, so these new roots we've been given that they are 3 over alpha, comma, 3 over beta. Okay, so using these new roots, we are going to find the new sum and the new product. Okay, so we are going to start, let me say, with the product is equals to, let's multiply these two new roots. So it will be 3 over alpha multiplied by 3 over beta. So this will just be equals to what? 9 over alpha beta. So this should be beta over alpha beta. But we know the value of this alpha beta, right? It's just what? Minus 6. This is alpha beta here. Then this is alpha plus beta. Okay, so wherever there's alpha beta, I'm going to replace it with what? Minus 6. So this is going to be equals to, the product to be 9 over minus 6. Okay, and then from there we find the sum. So the sum, it means we have 3 over alpha plus 3 over what? Beta. So if we add this, the common denominator will be alpha beta. Okay, so alpha into alpha beta, it will just give us beta. Beta multiplied by 3, it will be 3 alpha plus beta into alpha beta, it will be alpha. 3 multiplied by, okay, so this one should be beta. So beta into alpha beta to be alpha. And then alpha multiplied by 3 to be what? 3 alpha. Okay, and then from here, we see that on top there, since addition is commutative, we can factorize the 3 and then write whatever will remain as alpha plus what? Beta, then divided by alpha beta. So we know the value of alpha plus beta and the value of what? Alpha beta. Okay, so from here, we found that alpha plus beta is 5, alpha multiplied by beta is minus 6. So I'm going to replace here. Okay, so I'm going to say this is equals to 3, and then this will be 5 in place of the alpha plus beta, and then this one will still be minus 6. Okay, so it means my sum is just equals to a minus 15 over 6. Okay, and then the product, we found that it was minus 9 over what? 6. Okay, so now how do we find the new equation from this new sum and this new product? We're going to say the new equation is always in the form of x squared minus, okay, I'm going to put my sum here, and then I say x, and then plus the product is equals to what? 0. So this is always the form of the what? The new equation. Okay, so from here we are going to say x squared minus, so what is the sum? The sum is minus 15 over 6. Then we're going to say x. Then the product is minus 9 over 6. And this should be equals to what? To 0. Okay, and then from here we want to eliminate this fraction, the 6 in the fraction there. So what are we going to do? We are going to multiply throughout by 6. So it will be 6 multiplied by this to be 6x squared minus, okay? So here if I multiply 6 by 15 over 6, the 6 and the 6 will cancel. So I'll remain with minus over multiplied, this minus will be multiplying by what? The minus 15. So here it will be plus 15x, okay? And then here it will be 6 multiplied by minus 9 over 6, it will just be minus 9. And this should be equals to what? To 0. Okay, so this here is our what? Our new equation. Okay, this is our new equation here. So any questions, guys? Okay, any questions there? Okay, so if you want, you can divide throughout by 3. It means the equation will be 3x squared plus 5x minus 3. Okay, which is just the same thing. Okay. Okay, so any questions there, guys? Okay, so I'll end there for today. Okay, I'll end there for today. So if you have any questions, be free to inbox me. Right, so have a blessed night.